Prior to shifting side to side, one exercise that I find can be helpful is learning to stabilize the foot and ankle. When you're on both feet, foot stability isn't so crucial because you are on both feet, and that's especially with the feet separated, you have quite a large surface area. When you're standing on one foot and lifting the other foot, it can make balance easier if you are aware of your foot and your ankle and if you can stabilize it. So one exercise that I often use prior to or just after side-to-side weight shifting is how to stabilize the foot and ankle. And the first part is learning to roll your shins out and in. And I'd suggest rolling your shins out is the active phase, rolling your shins in is the relaxation phase. Then what you can focus on doing is feeling the point as you roll your shins out when your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. That's about the point where you want to try and keep your foot, your shin, so that your foot is stable. Then with your knees pointing in the same direction as your toes, what you can focus on doing is pressing down through the base of the big toe while keeping your knees pointing in the same direction as your toes. So roll your shins out, press down through the base of the big toe, and then relax. So roll your shins out, point your knees in the same direction as your toes, press down through the big toe, and then relax. Now another important thing to be aware of is the outer edge of each foot, especially as you're going to be balancing on one foot. So this time, as you roll your shins out, point your knees straight ahead in the same direction as your toes and see if you can feel the outside edge of your foot pressing into the floor. And do so without lifting the inside edge. So this time, roll your shins out, feel the outside edge of the foot just pressing into the floor. You can think of this as the base of the little toe, that point of the outer foot pressing into the floor. Then press down through the base of the big toe and keep your knees pointing straight ahead and then relax. So point your knees straight ahead, feel the outer edge of your foot, feet pressing into the floor, feel the base of the big toe pressing into the floor, and then relax. Once you've got that basic action, what you can do is roll your shins out, feel your outer edge feel the base of the little toe pressing into the floor, feel the base of the big toe pressing into the floor. Stay aware of those 2 points and then roll your shins out a little bit more and then roll your shins in. And see if you can fine-tune the amount that you roll your shins out or in to find the place where your foot feels the most stable, both your foot and your ankle. And as you are rolling your shin in and out, you may feel a line of action, particularly along the outside edge of your shin. And that's a good way to tell that you're reasonably stable. One other action that may help when trying to balance on one foot is as you roll your shin out, imagine gripping the floor between your heel and your forefoot, not the toes, but the heel and the forefoot. And the idea is to use that action to make your instep and ankle feel stable. And rather than that being a strong contraction, once you have the general feel for activating your foot, see if you can do so with a minimum amount of effort so that you're not tiring your feet as you try to stay balanced. So for weight shifting from side to side, point your knees straight ahead in the same direction as your toes, activate your feet. Slowly shift your weight onto your left foot, so I'm mirroring you, and feel the way your left foot presses down. And keep your knees bent. And then shift your weight to both feet so that both feet press down with equal pressure. Again, activate your feet, knees pointing straight ahead, base of the little toe pressing down, base of the big toe pressing down. Now shift to the right foot. Feel the point where it feels like your right foot is pressing down, your left foot will feel very light. Again, shift back to center. How do you know? This is working towards standing on one foot and also shifting your weight smoothly. How do you know when your weight is all in one foot? See if you can lift your other foot without your upper body shifting. So moving to the left again, prepare your left foot, roll your shin out, press down through the base of the little toe, base of the big toe, grip the floor. Slowly shift onto your left foot, When you reach the point where you think all of your weight is on your left foot, try and lift your right foot. Notice I'm moving just a little bit, so my weight isn't quite where if I was here. Notice how I have to shift that way to get my foot off of the floor, so my weight isn't entirely on this foot. So if I shift all the way over, now I can feel my weight there is on my all on this foot. I can lift the other foot, and there's not much movement in my body or of my upper body. All that's moving is my foot as it comes off of the floor. So touch your foot back down to the floor, shift back to center. So again, prepare your feet, move to the right, slowly and smoothly. Notice the change in pressure in this foot as you shift your weight onto it. Also notice the reduction in pressure in this foot as your weight shifts in this direction. Then when you feel all of your weight on this foot, lift this foot, put it back down, back to center. So now instead of first activating the feet and then shifting your weight onto one foot, what you can do is slowly shift your weight onto one foot, and as you shift your weight, activate the foot that you're shifting your weight onto, and then go back to center. So shift your weight the other way, slowly activate the foot that you're shifting your weight onto, feel this leg relaxing, and then shift back to center. And you can do this if you focus just on one side, you can again turn this into a 4-part exercise. Shift your weight, activate the foot, it's 1, lift the other foot, 2, touch the foot to the floor, 3, notice my weight is still on this foot, shift back to center, 4, go into the other side, 1, shift your weight, activate the foot as you shift your weight onto it, 2, lift the other foot, 3, touch the foot to the floor, again notice my weight is still on this foot, 4, shift back to center. When I do the weight shift, notice that I'm not leaning like this, nor am I leaning like this. I'm keeping my upper body more or less vertical as I shift onto one foot. And this is easier to do if you have a mirror so that you can see your body, but one quick trick to see to get the feeling of keeping your body vertical is to tip your body to one side. Notice I'm tipping at the hips. Then shift onto one foot, then back to center, then tip the body the other way. Shift, lift, touch it down, and then center, and then make your body vertical. Shift, lift, touch down, back to center. Or what you could do, shift your weight onto one foot, lift the other foot, tip to one side, come back up, tip to the other side. So now you know what it feels like to tip to either side. Now see if you can feel the place where your body is upright. And what you may find is that when you tip to one side, you'll feel this side of the waist getting a little bit of tension. When you tip to the other side, this waist gets a bit of tension. And then when you stand upright, the tension is the same on both sides. So again, when you're doing the exercise, 4-part exercise, keeping your upper body vertical, slowly shift onto one foot, activate the foot as you shift your weight, feel this leg relax, lift the relaxed leg, touch it back down, back to center. Shift to the other side, activate this leg, feel this leg relax, lift the knee, touch the foot down, and then back to center. You could also, doing the side-to-side weight shifting, you could also integrate a breath movement, or simply lengthening the spine and relaxing. And what I would suggest, keeping the knees bent, shift your weight to one leg, and as you shift your weight to one leg, open the rib cage. You can even lengthen the neck, then shift back to center, and then to the other side, lengthen as you shift, as you activate the foot, and then relax. And then what you could do, shift and lengthen. Keep the torso long as you lift the leg. Keep the torso long as you touch the foot down. Then relax your torso as you shift your weight to both feet. So shift to one foot, activate the foot, lengthen the spine, you lift the ribs, lift the knee, keep the spine long, touch the foot down, keeping the spine long, then relax your spine as you shift back to center. One question, why keep the knees bent while you're doing this exercise? For me, what I find is easier. You can try it with the knees straight, see what happens. But for me, if I want to keep this foot on the floor, what I find is when I shift to one foot, I can keep this foot on the floor if this knee is bent. So I can lift the knee, and then to touch this foot to the floor without shifting my weight over. If this knee stays bent, it's easier to touch the foot to the floor without having to touch the floor and weight shift. So for the 4-part exercise, you may find it easier if you keep your knees bent throughout at least particularly the standing knee. If you shift your weight, keep the knee bent, lift this knee, keep the knee bent, put the foot back on the floor, keep the knee bent, shift your weight back to center now, both knees are bent.